This mindset piece, y'all, is bigger than you can even imagine. I know plenty of folks who have the means, who have the knowledge, who have everything that it takes to reach a financially abundant life that can lead to other areas of abundance in their life. And they simply can't get out of their own way because they just don't believe it's for them, or they don't believe that it's possible. So there's a whole world out there, y'all. If you keep chipping away and keep exploring and opening your mind to what is possible, you'll be amazed at how much more is accessible to you.
Welcome to the Secrets to Abundant Living podcast. Your guide on this journey is Amy Sylvis. If you're ready for the secrets to an abundant life, hit that subscribe button now, and let's get started.
Secrets to Abundant Living podcast listeners, hello. This is your host, Amy Sylvis, and I'm delighted to invite you back to another episode. I have big hair today, if you're looking at me on the recording. So we all know big hair means a big, great podcast episode today. So I am excited. We're going to take today's episode on a slightly different term. As you all know, these solo episodes are about the vehicle to the abundance you want in your life, which is your financial abundance. So the end goal, as a review, is not money. The end goal is to have freedom to do what we want, where we want, when we want, with whomever we want, for however long we want. And the way to get there is to be able to have the financial abundance and financial freedom to live life on our terms. And so we focus these solo episodes on this financial abundance. And as you may know, as you've heard me say, I have spoken to hundreds and hundreds of high net worth, financially very successful individuals who invest alongside me in my real estate private equity company. And I see a whole variety of best practices, what works, what doesn't. And I really have this privilege of insight into this world of people who create financial abundance in their life and are looking to further that financial abundance through investing alongside of us. So I wanted to share with you all today what I consider to be the number one predictor of success in the financial abundance area. So I hope you're excited for that because it's going to likely be something different than what you'd imagine. So before we get started, I would like to ask you, as I do every week, please throw a comment for this podcast wherever you're listening to us, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and hit that share button and send it over to somebody who you think could benefit from this, because my heart really is to help people. Please support the podcast, give us a comment, share with others. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you're anything like me, when you learn something new, you're exploring a new area, you're taking a look at what are the tactics, what are the strategies, what are the skills, what are the things I really need to hone in on so that I can make sure I can get to my goal? What are the steps I need to take? What do I need to do? What habits do I need to form? My financial abundance journey was no different, and maybe you're feeling the same, where I'm very concrete, I'm action-oriented. But I have to tell you what I notice about people that are financially successful and that have this financial abundance, that no longer have to trade their time for money, that can live life on their own terms. It is not just the skills and the knowledge. Obviously, that's important, right? That we can't stray away from the fundamentals. But it really is their mindset that differentiates them. And again, because I have the privilege of speaking to so many different people throughout the United States, throughout the world, at various stages of their financial abundance journey, I see some very, very key patterns that are so important to share with you all. And it starts with mindset. And I'll tell you, if you're rolling your eyes, perfectly fine. I get it. Admittedly, 15, 20 years ago, anytime someone talked to me about mindset, I just thought, okay, gosh, I just have to grin and bear it, get through this fluffy stuff so I can really learn what I need to know to execute and get to my goal. But I tell you, it really is the cornerstone of what we're looking to do in terms of creating abundance in our life. And I'll give you some more details on concretely and some stories on how that works. So the first thing I want to talk about why everything really starts with mindset is that Henry Ford quote, which may seem corny. You may agree with it, you may not. I feel it so profoundly. If whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And it just underlines the fact that our brain can only take in so much information at a time, right? There's a lot of stuff going on that we're not conscious of. And our brain has this reticular activating system that selects what's going to be at our conscious level of awareness. So if we go into, for an example, a journey of learning how to be financially free, how to be financially abundant, and we're saying to ourselves, well, I just don't have enough money to do it. So that's it. I don't think I can do it because I look at my bank account and that's it. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for the person that says that? What does that mean for that journey? Well, the journey's over, right? Signed, sealed, delivered. You believe that you can't do it. So if you believe that it can't be done, what comes of that? Are you going to keep learning? Are you going to keep networking? Are you going to keep exposing yourself to new ideas? No, because you've told yourself that it can't be done. So the journey really stops there. So the people that I see, and again, I've had my company and have had the privilege of speaking to these thousands and thousands of people that invest with us, I see a huge commonality of them saying, well, not I can't do this, or maybe I don't have everything I think that I need to be able to do this, but rather, how can I? It's a slight shift, but it's a big one. And it's a big one because of what comes from it, right? You think of skipping a rock in a pond, right? And you see those reverberating waves that come from that. Think of the mindset shift like that. Because I just had this conversation truly last week, which inspired this first comment. And I'm not calling a certain specific person out. I've heard this many, many times. But if our conversation is, I'm not in a financial position to invest in anything right now. For me, it's, for my company, it's real estate, but you can apply any asset class. Then that's it. As opposed to, I can't see the way right now, but let me get busy with talking to people who have been able to do this successfully. Let me listen to podcasts. Congratulations to you all listening right now. Let me get some education. Let me attend some webinars. Let me read some books. Let me learn from other people. Maybe there are some things available to me that I don't realize and that may open up the doors to be able to further my financial journey and get me to that destination of having more income that I don't have to trade my time for, or whatever your financial goal is. But do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the change in mindset of not I can't, but rather how can I? That opens up a whole window of options. So first of all, it is that mindset of, okay, well, I may not see the answer right now, but instead of just saying, well, I guess I don't see the answer, so I guess that's it, it's over. Saying, well, maybe there's something else out there that I'm not aware of. I'm 43. I think many of you all here are of a similar age and have enough life experience to think about a time when you thought something wasn't possible, but you didn't give up, or you continued to educate yourself and keep your mind open. And it turned out that things were not as you originally expected, or things were just a lot different than you thought that they would be. We are always learning, right? That's part of being a person. And hopefully as you're on this abundance journey, you're realizing that there are people in society that just are sponges that take in and kind of live their life the way maybe the media tells them, maybe their educational system tells them, maybe the way their family tells them. And they may yearn or want for more, but their process of education or growing just stops at where whatever passive information just kind of comes into their brain. And then there are those folks, definitely you all listening to this podcast, who say, hey, I'm not necessarily satisfied with the abundance I have in my life. I see that other people have more. I'm not going to assume that every single person who lives an abundant life, financially, time-wise, relationship-wise, contribution-wise, I'm not going to assume that all of those people were just born into that. Maybe some of them created that life. How did they do that? Okay, so that's the first point. That was a long one. that really is the first point of saying, whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right. So I would encourage you to believe that you can and go on that journey from there. And then what comes of that? Well, part of the abundance journey, again, is questioning what you've been told and questioning maybe who might have conflicts of interest around you. That may not feel like a fun journey to go on, but again, we're keeping the end goal in mind. We're keeping the destination in mind. And that is, if you want something that most people around you don't necessarily have, you're going to have to come up with a different mindset, get a different perspective, and take different action. So I'll give you another example. I speak to some folks who have advisors in their life, whether they're CPAs, whether they're financial advisors, who again tell them that there are certain things that they cannot do or should not do. And, again, I'm not trying to put anyone down, but part of the abundance journey of, if you want to live a more financially abundant life than the people you see around you, than the family that you have, than your community, than people in your W-2, you're going to have to really think differently about some things. And that includes who you surround yourself by. So I give you the example of a CPA who says, oh, no, there are no tax benefits for investing in real estate. This is just a tiny, tiny example. So there are the people that say, again, with their mindset of, oh, well, this is what the expert says. This is what the CPA says. So that must be it. But I encourage people to go down a journey of, are all CPAs created equal? Do all CPAs have the same information? I'm a woman, and I love the analogy of going to a foot doctor if you're a pregnant woman and looking to deliver a baby. It's the same thing with the CPA. A foot doctor is a doctor, definitely a physician who could help you, but is a foot doctor's specialty necessarily going to serve you? Maybe you'd be better served by an OBGYN whose specialty is that. Same with the CPA. Is a CPA? Of course. Will they have knowledge that you need? Sure. But is a real estate CPA, for example, someone who might have that stronger depth of knowledge, be more up to date with the tax code and be able to help you? It's tough to question what you've been told. It's tough to question maybe a journey that you've been on or people that you've built relationships with and find out maybe there are different ways, but it's an essential part of this mindset journey of examining what has gotten you here may not be what you need to do to get you where you want to go. It's the same with financial advisors. It's a tough conversation I have to have with people. And again, I don't give financial advice. I give education and I share my own experience. So some financial advisors, maybe I should say most, not some, make money based on what you invest in. And it's hard for financial advisors to make money off of you if you, for example, own gold and silver bullion, or you invest in businesses and private equity, or private lending, or real estate syndications. So I see all the time financial advisors recommend stocks, bonds, mutual funds, maybe some insurance products or something along those lines, because guess what? That's what they make money off of. Yeah, we're getting into it in this episode, aren't we? We really are. But again, this flows from the mindset of if you don't believe this is possible, then it's not. Also, if you don't believe that you're the type of person that can empower yourself by questioning what you've been told, even questioning what you've been doing, questioning what experts or authority figures are telling you, you may not get to the financial abundance that you're looking for. So that mindset of not being afraid to look under the hood, question, examine. And you know what? I'll tell you, what you might find might be great. So don't think that I'm calling everyone's CPA or everyone's financial advisor, bad or not trustworthy or anything like that. But again, as you look around and you look at the financial state of most Americans, if you're following what most of them are doing, you're going to get the same outcome. And that might be fine for you. And that's totally fine. But this podcast is designed for those who are looking for more financial abundance, more abundance to spend time with people that they want to build relationships with, enjoy their hobbies, enjoy their family, and of course, have great health, have contribution to community, all of these great things. Time freedom, do whatever they want all the time. And money, finances are the vehicle, but most people don't have that. So we're questioning. We're examining your mindset on this episode. So that's point number 2, which is really questioning maybe what we've been told, opening our eyes to do some more research, and then examining potential conflicts of interest. These are mindset things that for some might scare you. But again, what's scarier? Is it not reaching your abundance goals and living a life of basically being a paycheck slave where someone else controls your time and your life? Or is it having that abundant freedom, which is scarier? Having those questions, asking those questions, or living a life that you don't want to live? For me, it's way scarier to live a life that I don't want to live.
Have you ever thought about having multiple streams of income? Instead of relying on just one stream of income where you're trading your time for money, how would you like to free up more of your time and live a more abundant life? As a listener of the show, you're invited to attend one of our upcoming trainings where I'll give you an inside look into how you can add passive income and get all the other perks of recession-resistant real estate investing without the headaches of being a landlord. We'll also be sharing some hidden mistakes to avoid and the criteria I personally look for when evaluating potential investment opportunities. To reserve your seat for free, go to sylviscapital.com/webinar. Again, that special link to reserve your seat for free is sylviscapital.com/webinar. I look forward to seeing you on the training. And now back to the show.
Now, again, back to mindset, something else that will happen most likely if you have this mindset of, oh, I can't do it, is you're not going to surround yourself with people who are doing it and who are showing you what is possible or who may be on the journey that you're on. We are insanely social creatures, right? Us as humans. So much so that we used to live in tribes, right? You all know this. And in order to get the food that we needed, the protection that we needed, the security, we had to become like other people in our tribe to signal that we were part of the in-group. Because guess what? If we weren't part of the in-group, you would go without that protection of the group. You'd go without the food that the group helps provide. You'd go without all of those relationships. So we're designed, even if we don't do it purposely, to signal that we are part of the in-group. And this is why it's so important for us to surround ourselves with people who are where we want to be, because without even realizing it, we will start to become like those people. We'll start to talk like them. We'll start to think like them. We'll start to act like them. Our net worth will change to be like them. But again, if you don't think that financial abundance is possible for you, if you don't think that you have enough money to invest, or you have the skills or the ability or whatever the excuse is, the background, you're not going to, again, the reverberations, right? In the pond, when we chuck that stone in the water, you're not going to surround yourself with other people that are on the similar journey that you're on, or hopefully are where you want to go. Here's the other really interesting thing, conversations that I have with folks, and it is around private equity. We're going to do an entire podcast episode, or maybe several, on this topic. But the rich and those who have financial abundance aren't just investing in public securities, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. The rich have access to and the ability to invest in far more diversified assets. Now, a lot of these assets are private equity, meaning you don't just go on the internet and find them. These opportunities are often found through relationships and building those relationships. So getting exposure to what's out there that the wealthy use to invest, that PS may be a bit more accessible financially to you than you realize. You're not going to get exposure to those opportunities if you're thinking to yourself, well, Amy, I don't have enough money. That's it. I'm not in a financial position to invest. Instead of, what can I do to be in a position to invest? What can I do to prepare myself for when I am in a financial position to invest? Part of that journey will lead to you being, again, like I said, being in groups of people who are where you want to be, and then getting exposed to ideas, to thoughts, to habits, and investment opportunities that other people simply don't have access to. We'll talk more about why that's important in a future episode, but let me tell you, the rich aren't dumb, and the rich are investing in certain things because they help them get to their goals. So many just think of, hey, I buy my own home. That's an investment because I live in it. I've got a well-diversified 401k of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. My investing's done. And it can be. And again, not financial advice from me. I'm not telling you what to do at all. But for me, I examined very heavily for those people who follow that model, what is their outcome in terms of financial abundance, in terms of abundance to give to their community, in terms of time freedom, in terms of relationships? Where does that lead? And I'll tell you, for me, I wanted more. That path, that strategy was playing far too small for me. So I wanted to play bigger. I wanted to have more ability to contribute, full control over my time, better health, better relationships, all the things that I keep repeating to you all, and accessing and understanding what the wealthy do to have what I want isn't just, for me, the public equities market. It is far more. So getting into those rooms and seeing what those opportunities are to invest, again, is a result of your mindset of if you think this is for you, if you think you have the ability to do it. And then really the fifth element is these habits, these small choices that you make on a day-to-day basis, on an hour-by-hour basis that can have big impact. I think a lot of us think, okay, if I'm going to make a big shift in my life, if I want better health, I've got to radically overhaul my diet, be at the gym 5 hours a day, 7 days a week, just live and just go to the extreme and really turn everything upside down. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving you health advice. But as someone who has struggled with health, again, just as an example, I think we as humans vastly underestimate how small, repeatable habits and changes compounded over days, weeks, months, years can actually lead to tremendous differences and huge progress towards our goals. But if you're telling yourself, I don't have the resources to invest, I don't have the ability or the means to have a financially abundant present or future, you're not going to form the habits of hanging around once a week with people who have control over their time and learning how they think, or reading the Wall Street Journal every morning for 10 minutes to see what the headlines are, or listening to or reading a book like The Hands-Off Investor by Brian Burke that talks about private equity real estate investing and learning for 5 minutes a day the basic fundamentals that you can look out for if and when you have the chance to invest in a real estate private equity opportunity. Do you see what I'm saying? It's laying this groundwork, these little habits that you can do that can get you closer to your goal that you will be completely robbed of if you believe that you can't do something. This mindset piece, y'all, is bigger than you can even imagine. I know plenty of folks who have the means, who have the knowledge, who have everything that it takes to reach a financially abundant life that can lead to other areas of abundance in their life. And they simply can't get out of their own way because they just don't believe it's for them, or they don't believe that it's possible, or they don't believe that school and the media, I don't know if I want to say hid from them, but let's say didn't teach them some of the secrets of the ultra wealthy that's actually accessible to them. So there's a whole world out there, y'all. If you keep chipping away and keep exploring and opening your mind to what is possible, you'll be amazed at how much more is accessible to you. Your goal on that journey is far closer than you think. Take it from the woman who was medically retired from work at age 35 and now has almost $300 million in commercial real estate under management in just a few short years. If I can do it, y'all, You absolutely can. And it is not due to some magical brain I have. I'm very grateful to God for the brain that I do have, but it really doesn't start with intelligence or tactics or strategies. It starts with mindset and believing it is possible and taking action from that point of view. Woo, this is a good one. I'm excited. I hope you all are fired up. I am extremely fired up because I know what's possible. I know what you can have in your life if you decide that it's something that is possible as well. So I can only lead a horse to water, but stick with us. We've got a lot of really, really great content. I'm always thinking about how I can help you all and add value to you all with this podcast. So we've got some exciting solo episodes and, of course, very inspiring guests on the docket. So thank you all so much for your support. I am constantly cheering you on your abundance journey. And keep tuning in because we're going to keep helping you. Have a great day, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Secrets to Abundant Living podcast. We hope you found inspiration and valuable insights that will empower you on your journey towards abundance. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Your feedback means the world to us, and it helps others discover the secrets to an abundant life too. Stay connected with us on LinkedIn, Amy Sylvis. Keep striving for your goals, nurturing your relationships, and embracing the adventure that is life. Until next time, we wish you an abundantly fulfilling day.